What's going on, squad? The day has finally come where I purchased my first ever mountain bike. I just recently got into mountain biking, kind of like at the middle to the end of last year. I really kind of got hooked on the downhill bike park sort of stuff here with Deer Valley and now Solitude Mountain and stuff like that. So after demoing and just renting bikes all last year, I kind of got a feel for what I was looking for, what I liked, what I didn't like. And I was kind of going back and forth this year of do I just spend another season demoing and renting bikes, or would it be beneficial for me to pick something up where I can really dial in for myself and ultimately kind of just make me ride more often. There's definitely pros and cons of demoing and renting bikes, but one of the things that I just didn't really enjoy was the whole process of having to go to a bike shop. You know, by the time you went and picked up the bike and everything like that, it just became like a process where it started to be like, man, I want to go ride, but I don't want to go deal with all that hassle of pickup, return, all that sort of stuff. So long story short, I settled on a bike that I think will work well for me this year, and one that, relatively speaking, didn't necessarily break the bank. There are some incredible bikes out there, but they are obviously, you know, arguably as much as some used cars. So I just got this delivered last night, so this video we're just gonna kind of open it up, try to put it together. That's it. I don't think I've ever done something like this, but I'm kind of excited. This is from YT Industries, YT Bikes. Oh boy, this is what we're working with. CAPRA Core 2, mullet setup, 29er in the front, 27.5 in the rear, size large, color black magic. See what we have in the box here. Thirstmaster 6000, I believe this is a water bottle. Another box in here says me first. Now I think really the only thing left in here is the frame and the wheels. Boom, damn, some sticky rubber. I think now here comes the frame. Boom. CAPRA Core 2. I'm going to temporarily get this box out of here, give us a little bit more room, but very adamant about keeping the box for future transportation needs.
Yeah. Energy's here, you're not ready for the wham. Energy's raw, I've never been glam. Energy's sure like bars will land, like a missile straight to the plan. Energy's more than everything, man. Energy's mad, don't mess with the ram. Certain things in life gotta overstand. That's disappointing, don't do this, man. With your energy, yeah, can't do this, man. Energy's here like a sizzling pan. 4 meetings already is urgent, fam. If the energy's right, we can do this, man. If the energy's right, we can do this, man.
Racing driver in me is so excited over a brand new set of rubber here. So sticky. First thing I'm gonna do is just pop this cardboard off. Like I said, I'm gonna keep everything. This is the rear wheel, has the Draxis Minion DHR2 tire on the rear. Front wheel, the DT Swiss E1900 on the Draxis SC guy. Smells good. Before I get into unwrapping the actual bike, I'm gonna open up these 2 boxes that were in the bike box. This is a water bottle, the Thirstmaster 6000. And this one's probably the most important one. It says me first on it, so I'm sure all of the information that we need for this bike is in this guy right here. RTFM, I kind of like how they just use acronyms for everything. Read first, then unpack. I kind of unpacked and then I'm reading it, but we're good. Adult and Juvenile Bike Owner Manual. Then it also comes with like a toolbox here. Oh, sick, okay. Comes with what I assume is everything you kind of need. Big Allen key, shock pump, tire pressure pump. And this looks like a torque wrench, which is really nice. Torque wrench with some Allen bits. That should be everything we need to assemble the bike. Some stickers. Technical info. Safety stuff, reflectors, don't think we'll really be using these. Shock owner's guide from Fox, it has Fox components on it. All right, I think it's time that we can start to pop off a lot of these zip ties.
Energy, one. To the energy, one. To the energy, one. To the energy.
So first thing we're gonna do is put these handlebars on. These are Renthal handlebars. We already added a little bit of grease here to the bolts. They are very specific on doing the bottom bolts first and ensuring that there is no gap. And they actually want us to torque them to about 4 Newton meters. And there's 4. 0 gap, which there is. Bar is centered. The only thing I'm not really sure kind of at the moment, right, is like how much rise I want, where exactly do I want the brake levers. But we're pretty much centered.
I'll carry on doing my thing. I'll carry on doing my thing till we turn into a myth. Energy, 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 wow. To the energy, 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 wow. For the energy, 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 wow. To the energy, energy, energy.
That I've quickly learned is how nice a bike stand is for working on your bike and doing stuff like this. So I think that is going to be top of my list to order, one that I can keep with me, bring it in the van. It's just like having a jack for the race car. So we're making it work, but definitely would be nice to have a stand for this. We'll have to adjust the caliper a bit. I think once we get everything bled in or bedded in, it'll be better. But yeah, I think we're pretty good. Rear wheels on, front wheels on. The only thing I'm missing right now are pedals. They should be here very soon, hopefully today even. So I don't really have pedals. Probably gotta adjust the derailleur just a little bit. Yeah. But for the most part, we're together. But heck yeah, YT CAPRA Core 2. We're about ready to rip here. The next thing I'm gonna do on the bike is add these P&W Loam grips. I just picked up the regular size ones. I ended up getting them in green because the Cush core valves are green. So I guess in an effort to kind of match to that, figured I might add some color to it. But I got these on like a Memorial Day weekend sale. So I think I got them for under 20 bucks and they feel pretty sweet. I'm just gonna toss these on the bike and then that might be our first little hint of customization to the bike. Then I think for the most part, the bike is, yeah, it's pretty dialed until we actually go out and ride it.
The energy's right and we can do this, man. The energy's right and we can do this, fam. The energy's right and we can do this, man. The energy's right and we can do this.
I think it actually wraps up most of the sort of initial bike assembly. I mean, very sort of rough, like I keep saying. Still need to dial in things like the suspension, bed the brakes in, really tune the derailleur up. But for the most part, that's my new mountain bike. Really stoked on it. Just to kind of reiterate why I ended up going with this bike. The biggest thing was I knew I wanted a big travel bike that was meant mostly for bike parks. I feel like I'm really not gonna do a lot of climbing and trail riding. I really just enjoy the repetition and thrill that comes with downhill biking. However, I wasn't really ready to make like the actual jump into a full downhill setup because I don't feel like I wanna be like super pigeonholed in case I do travel somewhere and you know, there's a cool pedal, something like that. At least with the enduro bike, I can still pedal uphill, but obviously the focus is on the downhill side of it. I really did enjoy the mullet setup when I used those types of bikes. I also did like the full 29er, so I was kind of going a little bit back and forth, but I figured, you know, I don't know, the mullet with the smaller rear wheel I think was something cool. And then really it became down to the carbon versus aluminum or alloy frame. And in my opinion, I would have loved to go with a full carbon frame, but you just jump up so much in price at that point. So with the CAPRA 2, for about $300 or $400 more than the CAPRA 1, it came with the Fox 38 front fork, the Fox Float X rear shock, so still had sort of really nice Fox components on the bike, which is why I decided going with the CAPRA 2, but I wasn't really ready to make the jump to the CAPRA 3 with the full carbon frame. So I think for the price, I mean, I paid for this with my own money, full price. I didn't, you know, YT didn't send me the bike or anything like that. I just thought it was a pretty good deal for what you got. So the only really future changes I have with the bike is just largely in the cockpit section. I do think I'm going to cut my bars. They come at 800 millimeters, so they just feel so wide. And so I would like to start maybe around like 780, maybe even potentially moving narrower into a 760 bar, but obviously going to start with it kind of as it is and then cut it down as I see fit. And then potentially also shorten my stem. I believe that's a 50 millimeter stem. I'd be interested in trying out maybe something close to that 40 millimeter stem. And also along the lines of the bars, even trying a whole different bar with a little bit more rise to them. I believe that bar has about a 30 mil rise to it. And so I don't know if something a little bit more like 35 or 37 would help with the downhill riding. Again, I'm really focused on the downhill aspect of all this. So that's kind of some immediate stuff. And then also doing things like installing cush core, inserts, going full tubeless on the tires. That's kind of my next project, is getting all that dialed in. I feel like I just kind of started to find my groove a little bit last year with biking. And so I'm excited I'm still very new, like I'm only biked, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 times. But with all the awesome parks here and, you know, bike parks all over, there's no reason why we can't go kind of mob around with the bike and have fun. So I guess let me know what you think of the bike. Let me know kind of what thoughts overall, and thanks for kind of hanging out while I assemble this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, fam. Peace out.